me, producer Connor? I can hear you just fine. I've got a little bit of an echo. Why would I have an echo? Producer Connor's in. Are we live streaming, producer Connor? And you have audio. Oh, that's weird. So apparently on live stream, people can hear me, but not Connor or Dallas, correct? I think that's correct. So this is what audio do you have from Rendezvous, Connor? That's just my computer audio. I need to get Connor. Which I can do. I think maybe you find anyways, if you're listening on the radio, I am at the beach and decided to show live the second hour each day. So I'm sitting, if you're watching the live stream on Facebook, I'm sitting in a beach house rather, with this gaggle of electronic equipment, trying to live stream to you right now. So to recap my first 2 days at the beach, I've been lectured on a mask. I've got a sunburn already that hurts. Let's see. I've already made my wife angry. Pretty much your typical vacation. You know what I'm saying? Dallas, anybody? Is anybody there? Am I on my own here? Yeah, that might be a fresh wound. We might save that for a little bit later in the week. Yeah, and you can't see my signals either when I want to go to the commercial, or not. So this is going to be fun. I mean, honestly, my little sister and her husband are here, and they're like, well, why don't you just take a couple days off? And I'm like, because the people of North Alabama deserve better. That they deserve better. Yeah, that's right. When the people want what the people want, you know. I was just listening to some of the best ofs as they did. Dallas, did you listen to those? The one, but you didn't listen to the middle. What were you doing? Sleeping? I'm not mad, by the way, at all. I think that's solid use of time. What about producer Connor this morning? I mean, producer Connor, we did give Dallas a really hard time, and so I feel like it's only fair to discuss the phone call that I made you this morning. Yeah, the difference in what happened with producer Connor in Dallas is producer Connor was still on time. Producer Connor was still on time. Dallas was not. I don't know. Do you really sleep with your ringer on? No, not you. Obviously, you do. I called you once and you answered. I called Dallas 16 times. So we're gonna start playing. We're gonna start testing that. We're gonna start having like a series of trials, and if you pass the series of trials, you no longer have to be talked about on the radio. How about that? Like middle of the night ring and answer, like middle of the night trivia, maybe. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be if I was you, or maybe you should be. Who knows? Why? But why though? Why would you? What is there to be scared of for midnight trivia? That's a thing now. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a really good idea. I see Connor's getting busy over there. Zach is on location at the beach. So right behind me here, there's a deck that I wanted to do this from, because right now I'm inside and I've got family members upstairs and downstairs, and so like I'm in the middle floor trying to be super quiet, so like I can't get my old big loud big beautiful bearded host thing going, and it kind of feels empty without it. So I mean, but if I go outside, it's supposed to rain every single day, and there's way too much money and equipment for us to get it rained on. I am a little bit worried about waking everybody up. Well, here's the other thing. There's my son, Zayden, he's 4. There's Landry, who's 3, and then there's Campbell, who is 1.5. And odds are at some point in the next 30 to 45 minutes, they're going to come trundling down these stairs right here, and we will have kid interference in the show. Oh, I already hear them. Holy crap. I just heard them. They're awake. The little monsters are awake. Oh, I said the monsters are awake. What we'll do in Dallas, life easy, is we'll just go 6:15 and 6:45 breaks. So just set them as hard breaks if that works for you. And that way life can be easy. But yeah, you guys should have seen this guy lecturing me on my mask. No, I did not. So we were at the Hampton Inn. So on Friday, our like my wife was like, I have the day off. And I'm like, wait a minute, you have the day off prior to a vacation, and you didn't mention that until the other day off. Dallas, mute Connor, hear him clicking his mouse. But my wife goes, so I have Friday off, and I'm like, what? I mean, what? Why did you not tell that we would be leaving on Friday instead of Saturday? Known, and so sure enough, find us a hotel. Hearing something. What am I hearing? What am I hearing? Is that you guys talking? Oh, okay, that's weird. This box thing is weird. This box thing is super weird, dude. So I guess I'm not a professional. Yeah, well, this is a low budget operation, so we provide a whole lot of value when you actually understand what we're working with. Okay? So you wind up finding yourself being much more proud of us when you understand what we're working with here. But anyway, so this guy is we leave early because she's like, well, I'm off. Let's go. I'm great. We bounce Hampton Inn. We get to the Hampton Inn, and this guy is super nice, but he's a little bit Karen-y, a little Karen-ish. And when I walk in, he's like, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And I was like, okay. He's like, have you been around anyone that's exhibited signs of COVID-19 in the last 21 days? And I was like, no. And he's like, have you been around anybody who thought they had COVID-19 in the last 21? And then he's like shooting me with this laser in my head, trying to get my temperature. And then I finally passed his test, which was a bit ridiculous. And then I get upstairs, I come back downstairs, and he goes, you really ought to consider a mask. And so, like, this guy has on single use gloves, what should be single use gloves, and pulls his mask down, touches his face with these single use gloves as he messes with his face. And I will complete this story when we come back from. You've been listening to Hometown Heartbeat with your big, beautiful bearded host. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat with your big, beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker, live coming in hot from Seaside Beach in 30A. That was an abrupt end to the bed music. Was that supposed to happen? Can anyone hear me? Well, I think I'm hot. I think I'm live. There he is. There he is. Now you can hear me? I gotcha. Well, look, we are having all kinds of issues this morning, folks. We're like a traveling circus of issues with Dallas as our ringleader. If you're watching the stream, you can see and hear me, but you can't hear Connor or Dallas. We have no idea what's going on, but this isn't a stream show. This is a radio show, and so if you find folks on the radio are going to get exactly what you want, and that's some hot bearded action. So to complete my story, let me recap for those of you who are just tuning in. Circus clown at the hotel had his mask on, down past his nose. Okay, first of all, not the right way to wear a mask. Doesn't work. He had his single-use gloves on that he used to touch 1 bazillion surfaces over the course of the 15 minutes I stood there and watched, without taking them on and taking them off, throwing them away, single-use gloves like they're supposed to. He proceeds to dang near pick his nose, just play all over his face with these gloves, while proceeding to lecture me about not having a mask on. And then he pulls his mask back up, pops his gloves, and walks away holier than thou. And I thought, man, people are so dumb. But they just don't understand, like, the whole mask concept. The reason that it the only way it's actually going to work is if masks are used correctly. If personal protective equipment is not used in a correct manner, it loses its protective nature. So I think we can take calls. If you've got a call, you want to call us this morning, 1-866-494-WVNN or 678 on radio. Dallas, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we can do calls this way. Excellent. So if you want to call in, 1-866-494-WVNN, Dallas, you just have to cut in and say we have a caller if somebody gets on the line. But I've pretty well stayed out of the headlines as I'm on vacation. So what's going on in the world? You guys got anything out there? Oh God, is that serious? My brother-in-law told me about that yesterday. Is that real? But do you think that Kanye will pull votes from Biden or pull votes from Trump? Why? Just because he's black? He went to Harambe. Well, I guess we need to do our Monday Chicago shooting segment as always, and just make sure we go through the shooting statistics in downtown Chicago. 67 shot, 13 killed, including a 7-year-old girl over July 4th weekend. This is the third in a row that we lost a young child in the city of Chicago. Do those Lives Matter? Did those Black Lives Matter at all? Natalie Wallace was playing on the sidewalk outside of her grandmother's home around 7 p.m. when three men got out of the car and sprayed more than 20 rounds in the direction of a family's 4th of July party, which had children present. The 7-year-old was shot in the forehead and pronounced dead at the Stoger Hospital of Cook County. 14-year-old boy was shot and killed in Chicago's Inglewood neighborhood on the south side. The attack, which happened at a large gathering, killed 4 people and wounded 4 others, including an 11-year-old and 15-year-old boy. But it's a gun-free zone, Dallas. Let me tell you what, people that are listening. That right there is an 18-year-old. That right there is an 18-year-old kid that has the ability to reason through that type of stuff. Okay. And Dallas isn't just like the brightest crayon in that. I mean, he's pretty bright, but he's not the brightest. I mean, he's definitely not producer Connor with his 42 on his ACT. Like, and he can reason through. Like, how in the world? I mean, Dallas, I'm thankful that you'll be voting in your first election this year, but what are you going to do about your fellow comrades in the younger age bracket? No, that's a fact. It's emotional. It's an emotional reaction. There's another story in the news. Have you seen this video of this white lady like pulls a gun on a black woman? Julian Woostenberg, 32, and Eric Woostenberg from Clarkston, Michigan, were arrested and charged with felonious assault on Thursday, according to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. The charge carries a potential sentence of up to 4 years. They were, let's see here. The couple, who are white, got into an altercation with a black woman and her daughter in the parking lot of a Chipotle. Okay. The husband and wife were captured on a 3-minute video getting in an altercation with Takalia Hill. The argument allegedly started after Julian Woostenberg bumped into Hill's teenage daughter as they were entering the restaurant. They pulled a gun. In all fairness, this black lady, Hill, calls Julian Woostenberg a dumb AB. A meaning, B meaning, you know what I'm saying, and then points a finger at Eric and says, if you say something, I'll beat your white A up. And then they pulled a gun. Maybe. Or is it? Maybe you should watch the video in the break, because we should be coming up on 1 minute left. I mean, it's I don't know, man. It's crazy how quickly racism has just taken over this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just nuts, dude. Like, we are fighting about everything, and it's all race based. I'll beat your white A up. I mean, it's like immediately. Like, if you've ever bumped into somebody's shoulder, a little shoulder bump. You know what I'm talking about? Just a little shoulder bump. That doesn't call for a gun. That doesn't call for firearm brandishing. Listen, you are listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm Big Beautiful Bearded host, live from 38 down here in Seaside, Florida, and we will be right back. big, beautiful, bearded host checking in from 30A, Seaside, Florida, kicking it old school, enjoying my vacation. I'm here with producer Connor and Dallas. I don't know if producer Connor is back on his mic yet or not, but Dallas is. Dallas, what's going on? Pretty crazy, huh? I mean, she was a little bit concerned for her life. She's been charged with a felony, in case you're curious, because nowadays only white people can protect, or only black people can protect themselves, apparently. But I'm not going to go there. Instead, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, the former NFL quarterback activist, denounced America on Independence Day this year. Unfortunately, last year he had a complete, or last, sorry, he had a completely different message on Independence Day when Barack Obama was a president. So in his 4th of July message this year, 4th of July message this year, he condemned how black people have been dehumanized, brutalized, and criminalized and terrorized by Americans for centuries and are expected to join your commemoration of Independence Day while you enslaved our ancestors. We reject your celebration of white supremacy and look forward to liberation for all. Mr. Kaepernick, sir, you are an idiot. We are going to go to the phone lines, and then I'll complete my commentary on this story. Let's go to Tegan on line 3. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Bring it in here hot. Uh-huh. No, that's a good point. Um, in regards to gun safety and carrying a firearm, you are not supposed to unholster your firearm unless you are planning to use it. And so pulling it as a defense mechanism is a dangerous and poor decision in a lot of cases because there's a lot of tactical reasons why that's a bad idea. But no, you're right, Tegan. Most people that carry a firearm are taught that they should only pull the weapon at such a time that it's time to use it. So it would appear as though they went to their weapon a little early there. But if they're truly scared for their life, you can't. It's hard to predict what you would do in that situation. And heaven forbid we would ever find ourselves in such a situation. It would be terrifying, and certainly we hope that never happens to you, anyone you love. And I certainly hope it doesn't happen to us or our family as well. So back to this Colin Kaepernick circus clown. This guy's an idiot. So last year on Thanksgiving, Kaepernick bashed America, calling it Unthanksgiving Day, saying the U.S. government has stolen over 1.5 billion acres of land from indigenous people. Thank you to my indigenous family. I'm with you today and always, Kaepernick said. And then after the U.S. Armed Forces killed Iran military commander Qasem Soleimani, Kaepernick accused the U.S. of engaging in racist terrorist attack. This is rich coming from that guy. Dallas, are you familiar with Soleimani? Dallas? No. Soleimani, Sim Soleimani, the terrorist. Okay, so Soleimani committed multiple genocidal acts against people all over the Middle East. And yet when we went after that, that'd be like, it's almost like killing when we killed bin Laden. If someone accused us of a terror attack by killing bin Laden, that's how outlandish Colin Kaepernick sounds and what he's. The funny thing is, in 2011, when Barack Obama was the president, his July 4th message was very, very different. It was Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Consistent. There's nothing consistent about this. Like this is obviously, this is a washed up football player that with no. I mean, first of all, he didn't want to keep playing football. We've already addressed that on the show a billion times, and we'll keep addressing it. But Colin Kaepernick did not want to play pro football. Colin Kaepernick opted out of his contract and has many millions of dollars as an activist and had no desire to ever truly play football again. So let's just call that what it is. Second of all, it's incredibly dishonest of Colin Kaepernick to say these things because they're not accurate. Okay. So again, we've already discussed on here at length how accuracy matters very little in anything that these guys are doing. But second of all, like it's just it's just a straight up lie. There's nothing real about anything he's saying, and for him to imply otherwise, it's just dishonest and foolish. And so again, I don't know what the right thing to do is with one Colin Kaepernick, but he needs to shut his freaking mouth. He needs to shut his freaking mouth because all he's doing is showing his tail to everybody. And it's dude, nobody, Colin Kaepernick, you're not fooling anybody, bro. Like you're an idiot. I mean, you're an idiot. I don't know, man. Golly. I don't know. How about Nike? Nike going in the ditch, $790 million down going into the quarter four. I guess people are making their voices heard. Huh? They don't like the way Nike's handling all of this stuff. They don't like the way they're handling any of this. And honestly, I think America's starting to make their voice heard. Now, whether or not that we create any real lasting change out of this, who knows? But I think we're on the precipice of a major breakthrough one way or the other. So I don't know. I definitely need to talk about the choppy chaz. So when we come back from break, we will talk about the choppy chaz. We'll talk about disbanding the choppy chaz. We'll talk about vacation. We'll talk about everything here on Hometown Heartbeat. You are listening to your big, beautiful, bearded, bold host, Zach Walker, producer Connor, and Dallas. Check it in. We'll be right back.